Oh, we're doing it again.
It's happening.
It's live stream number 2. If you're joining, thank you. We'll wait a minute for some people to show up. If anyone, I think we had 5 whole people show up last time, which blew my mind because I was expecting
Yeah. 0.
But what are we talking about today?
A whole host of things. I cannot pronounce this. Floral variety.
Chrysalism. And
Yes.
I know what you're saying about the pronunciation. It's actually not that hard to say chrysalism. It's the way it's spelled. I'm like, chrysalism.
Yeah.
It just looks really difficult to say. But yeah, chrysalism. We're going to talk about that.
We're definitely going to talk about that.
We're going to talk
open
about
editions.
Open editions. We're going to talk about checks. And we're going to talk about some tech stuff. What's going on with Twitter and Elon Musk and everybody going private. So without further ado, should we just get started?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. We've made it past the intro. All right. So let's get chatting. Let's talk first about Chrysalism. And
yeah, I'm pumped to learn more about this.
Yeah, I heard about this deep in some Discord a while ago, but it didn't quite hit me until I saw it on like the front page of OpenSea. It's like, oh my God, this is so freaking beautiful.
It's very mesmerizing.
It's mesmerizing, right? Like this whole website is really giving me vibes.
The aesthetics are very nice.
The aesthetics are so beautiful. I don't know if the roadmap is really saying much, but man, these aesthetics got me. So the roadmap, they are, let's see, what are they doing here? Giving 5% of primary sale proceeds to in real life environmental conservation cause. That's very nice of them. Chrysalism Fund establishing a fund to ensure roadmap fulfillment. Okay. So I need to go on the roadmap. I don't know. Number 3, hatching initiation. So there's, you buy like this original larva crystal thing here, and then it's going to hatch, which is a part of the plan. So metamorphosis begins. Hatching means that the buyer can transform their larva into an insect, which will be 100% generative art. I do believe this is on-chain artwork. I might be wrong about that. I heard there was something. I don't know if you could do something that's complicated on-chain, but yeah, Chrysalism uses on-chain data.
Okay.
Not art. Okay. And so they're gonna morph, and crystallized creatures are only the beginning with Cry Worlds? Is that how we're gonna say this? I guess. Right. Okay. Our aim is to build a completely new universe full of different specimens and possibilities. And then there's the lab, a home for future creative collaborations to explore the intersection of art, nature, and code. So I know this is really an arty, nerdy project. But I love how it looks. So I did find out that this was co-founded by a female, which I'm very intrigued. She's a PhD in molecular biology.
Cool.
Which is like such a cool background, right? So anyway, I'm mesmerized by this project. I think this is what the hatched larvae are going to end up looking like.
Huh.
And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a like mint. Yeah, mint one. And then I think you got to input your data or astrological information or something in. And then it's going to morph kind of based on your personality. But I am thinking about maybe picking one up on OpenSea. Yeah. Which OpenSea is broken sea right now, but you can see it's on being featured as a notable collection on the homepage today. It's at 0.05 ETH. can't click through and show you, but they haven't hatched yet. So if you want one,
Oh, it's trying to load so bad.
it's trying so hard.
You can do it.
Come on.
Is it minted out? Did you say that?
Yeah,
It
minted
That's right.
out.
You just said that.
It minted out pretty fast. So
that's cool. I'm excited to see where that project goes. I think it's just really beautiful. Again, I like the aesthetics of the site, like even the typography and everything. It's really well done.
Word. What else are we talking about?
Well, what do the people want? Just kidding. What do the people want in Web3 content?
I think we were having a moment when we wrote down that note. Let's move on from that topic. We don't know what the people want in Web3 content. Do you want live stream? Do you want
the people of Web3 don't know what they want. We don't know.
We don't know either. So if you have any tips, let us know because we don't know.
No, we don't. Let's talk about open editions because it is very buzzy this week.
Open editions. So yes, I guess I don't really need to show yet anything, but open editions. So it's basically like a cash grab, I think. So if you're an artist, good or bad, everybody's kind of jumped on this train, and what they're doing is saying, hey, I'm gonna have like a 24-hour mint. Anybody can mint. There's no like wait list or anything. First come, first serve. There's no cap on the supply. As many as you want to purchase or can be purchased is going to happen within 24 hours, and then it's kaput. So I think probably the ones that are doing pretty well were minting either at 0 or pretty low price. And then of course there's people doing like cash grab ones, like, oh, mint this for 0.15 ETH or whatever. And is it like what, like it's just taken off. I think it's taken off partially because of checks.
Okay.
Which, have you seen this project, checks?
I've only seen it through someone I follow on Twitter that I know you follow as well. He's the only person that I've seen like talking about it. So I'm curious to know a bit more about this. And I also have a question about open editions, like trying to figure out why all of a sudden they've become so buzzy.
I think it's because of checks.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me all about this project, because I have another project that's been doing open editions for far longer than all of this stuff.
Yeah. So what's interesting about checks is the guy behind the art. So this is Jack Butcher, and I didn't know who he was until I realized what his other Twitter account is, which is this Visualize Value account. And if you're not following this, definitely give it a follow because it is so awesome. So he just does these really clever tweets that make you pause and think. It's just visualizing, different concepts, and they're like really cool, and they just make you pause and think. Anyway, he's very talented at tweeting and making these like visualizations. And he announced at some point that he was just going to do an open edition of the Twitter check marks as a bit of a artistic response to what is happening in Twitter. So this is an opportunity for people to own a little bit of internet history. I think that's how people are seeing it. Like the value in this is a moment in time that's going to change the entire internet, and I want to own, one of these editions of the checkmark thing that's happening. So I mean, if you come into his actual website here about checks, it's checks.art, and he has a artistic statement about what this is all about. And I'm not going to read it and bore everyone, but the idea is, if no one is verified, everyone is verified. If no one is notable, everyone is notable. So this is that shift away from how social media has been for almost a decade now, where if you're going to get verified in any social media platform, you get a blue check mark, and you can only get one if you are somebody deemed notable by a centralized power behind the social media sites. So we're shifting
centralized power. Love centralized power.
So it's always, not sat well with me personally, that whole idea that there's one person out there deciding who is notable enough to get a verified check mark, and the rest of us are plebes. So lords and peasants situation. And, Elon Musk came in and was just like, nope, we're not doing that anymore. Anybody can get verified. But then he did I don't know the whole tier thing going on, but there are different colors for different profiles. So that is reflected also in this artwork. Like now everybody is somebody, but there's different classes. So it's just
everyone's
it's really interesting.
Somebody.
Yeah, but I do think it's a really I do think it's a really interesting and solid piece of artwork for this time period. I get the appeal because it does say something profound, and we'll look back on this and be like, remember that moment when.
So this reminds me a lot of this project. POC. Sorry, I just took over the screen. I didn't necessarily mean to. Have you heard of POC?
No.
So this project launched back in 2021, and it was on Nifty Gateway, I think pretty exclusively. So this was an open edition, and it was called the Merge. So what happened is if you minted one of these, it was like a little speck. I don't know if that's what this is going to show us here. So
I have seen it's just like one little pixel.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what you bought in the open edition. And then you could go ahead and you could collect or buy on secondary more and then combine them together, merge them so that this ball, this mass become bigger and bigger and bigger. So this is like the first open edition that I was aware of. And so that's why I'm like, why is it all of a sudden becoming buzzy? But I think maybe it's just like the right story being told. Because I know POC is very popular in some circles, but that's what this project.
Yeah, this definitely isn't the first time it's happened. I think the thing that's making it so popular again is what has happened with checks. So checks open edition, 16,000 some ended up being minted by everyone, and I believe it was a free mint or very, very low price. And look at where it is today. It is at 1.38 ETH. So if you minted a ton of these, you could have become a millionaire in like a couple of weeks. And it has just rocketed in price. And a lot of people are saying that's just going to keep going. I guess we'll see how the rest of the week rides out. But this is being seen as like a major work of art. That's like an exciting moment.
Is there a Discord at all?
There is. Discord link. Nope, Etherscan. I thought there was a Discord. Maybe I'm a liar. Is there one on here? Nope. I'm thinking of the other project we were talking about, Chrysalism, having a Discord. Yeah, so no, I think it's just communication with the artist and people that love his visualization, artwork.
And I like this aesthetic a lot.
Oh, I love the aesthetic. So, I mean, I do recommend coming on to Checkstar Art and reading the artistic statement because I get it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually like a big moment for the internet. So it's cool that somebody
is critical is buying the NFT of Jack Dorsey's first tweet.
Oh God, that was such a stupid thing. Somebody paid like over $1 million for that, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Million or so.
I mean,
million and some change.
Million and some change.
If you had just like a spare 1 point whatever ETH laying around, like how many glue sniffs?
To buy this right now?
Yeah, for checks.
You know, I do see the artistic value in it, but the only thing that irritates me is that it's a just like the same image over and over again. But it's so you can tell if you come in here, looking at this stuff, 721 token. So you have a non-fungible token, one piece of art, even though it's the same piece of art repeated over and over again. and it's significant probably in the spectrum of art history. I'm going to be crazy and say 1 sniff, but maybe that means I'm a 3 sniffer person right now because
Oh no, we can't add a whole other layer of like complexity to this. Okay, so how many sniffs? But also prerequisite, like what personality wise, like how many sniffs is your personality?
no, it's that. So my personality, I'd say 1 sniff. It's not going to take me much. If I'm going to make a recommendation for everyone else, I would say 3 sniffs.
Yeah.
Not a Faye.
I feel like it's a 3 sniff for me because it might be like a moment in internet history, but I don't feel like I need to hold on to this. Like it's for me, it's just like, okay, that's
okay,
fine.
bye.
Yeah. I don't know.
It would be cool to put on your wall of your mansion and be like, yeah, I bought that when that happened.
Isn't that what right click save is for?
Shut up. But can you put a QR code and verify that you own it on the blockchain? No. See?
Cannot.
That's what it is. So there's a lot of philosophical thought in this too, though, because there have been artists forever that do prints and number their prints, and that can have a significant amount of value. Like I actually own some like old Beatles posters that have a limited quantity, and they're worth a lot because they are, there's only so many, but they are the same poster as a lot of other people have. So does that transfer to a digital experience? I don't know yet. What do you think?
I feel like I just went into I'm like, everything you just said, I'm like, well, yeah, that's why it's called an edition. And that's why these are open editions. Yeah. Like, posters being editions. Because there's a ton of different NFT projects that are doing poster editions too. Like I think we got, I don't know if the Ringo one that we got is edition, but we've got a few Bored Ape edition posters, and it all comes full circle. Like the open edition NFT world is just taking it back to what the print world used to be and trying to bring more people into this space. It just all repeats itself again.
I guess we're gonna see how this rides out. I don't know. This one's mind F. But you know what? What do you think of this? So I'm just in my like personal OpenSea profile, and there's 2 different ways of doing open editions, right? So we've got like a ERC 721 open edition. So if I come into Floor Originals, you see this, I own like 1, but it's an individual token, right? So there's that way of doing it versus doing something like this, which is a ERC 1155. And this is 1.4K items owned by 731 owners, but there is only 1 image. The token's different is what I'm trying to say. 1155 token versus 721 token, if that makes a difference in valuation of open editions. Some people are saying this is less valuable, but it's literally just like a math problem. Any thoughts on that? Anyone? Including
I don't feel like that token has anything to do with it being open edition or not.
No. They're both open edition, but it's 2 ways of doing it. So people are saying that if it's done this way, it is not as valuable as if this image were to be repeated like a bajillion times and you had an individual token.
Yeah, because these go back to that other project. Ooh.
This one. So these Floor Originals. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just bringing it up because I have no idea. I just think that this open editions thing is mostly a cash grab, but there might be a few exceptions for very rare cases. I think it's going to crash and burn pretty hard in like a couple weeks.
Yeah. I feel like you have to have a decent following to launch an open edition. Like, you know, it very much is a collectible.
Very much, yeah.
Is what it feels like. What about Twitter? Going private.
Twitter.
Elon going private.
Kind of relates to the checkmark thing, right? Like there's just a lot of changes happening on not just Twitter, but every social media platform. You know, Instagram's turning into TikTok, YouTube is turning into TikTok.
Yeah.
And Twitter is being blown up by Elon Musk. So Twitter, no, Elon, there's some problem in the algorithm on Twitter where he said that he was going to do a test to see if putting his account to private would get more exposure to his tweets, because you can see now how many people it's just had an impression on. If you don't know what impression means, it just means that the tweet actually rolled across someone's screen and somebody saw it. Doesn't mean they interacted with it, they just saw it. So I actually haven't been seeing Elon Musk tweets on my feed, so I can tell that the algorithm's effed up.
Yeah.
And he knew too. So he did a test, put his account to private to try and fix something, because I think he tends to do some coding work on the production site, which is a big no-no. But this isn't the first time I've seen him mess around with
nightmare.
stuff. It's a total nightmare, total nightmare. And then a bunch of other people just started following suit because they noticed that their impressions weren't as high as usual. So everybody's got all PO'd and started setting their accounts to private. And that's the gist of the whole thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem like that big of a deal to me, because my livelihood in life isn't like tied to my Twitter impressions. But I guess if you've been like in the social media game for a long time and Twitter is like a money-making platform for you, that brings attention to your business or whatever you do, then you would be pretty outraged at the stuff Elon is doing.
Man,
like,
I see how
fix it.
I see how it's a necessary evil, and how a lot of people obviously get paid for being influencers and monetizing all of these social platforms. But the level of anxiety that I'm feeling just knowing that my income is tied to all of these social platforms that I have no say or control over, you know, it just is like, I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine.
Right. It's why we got to decentralize the internet.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Beals has a great point about open editions, because Snoop
jumping in?
Launching one. Yeah, he's launching one in a few days. It's not out yet, right? I think it's coming out in just like a few days. But yeah, he's got a song on Sound XYZ that he's releasing as an open edition so that he can kind of like reformalize his relationship with being, you know, on Sound XYZ.
Cash grab.
Yeah.
It depends on if it's free or not, right?
And is his?
Because the idea is you would release something free and your fans would love it so much they would start trading the open editions and you would make profit off of the trades.
Yeah. In theory.
In theory. You know what? I think this music that we put on is really annoying.
Yeah. It's like
I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Are you looking up Snoop right now?
Yeah, I gotta know.
It's $8. Thank you, Beals. $8. You're too slow.
I know. Because my keyboard's it's off to the side. This is not my normal setup.
No, I feel like we're really a hot mess today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Queen of Degens is in a hoodie, which is not her usual uniform for the show. She's got a gaming mouse that she just bought that is interfering with her regular mouse because she's turned into a gamer trying to play Dookie Dash. And I am on hour 20 of a fast. So this was probably not the best time for me to
and if I'm being honest, this is interfering with my Dookie Dash time. Like, I need these precious moments to level up.
I mean, should we even continue the show or should we just peace out?
I don't know.
I got to eat something and you got to play some more Dookie Dash. What did Beal say?
FOMO on the Snoop open edition. Stay strong. Stay strong, Beals. Just, listen to your gut. Do what you feel is right. If you feel like you need that open edition, then do it.
Now it feels so quiet without the music. KB's laughing at us too. It's fine. We're gonna go now. We're intending to try and make these live streams about 30 minutes. Last time it went an hour, and that's probably too much of everyone's times. But not times. I mean, maybe times in different dimensions. I need to eat something.
Yes. Our next episode will be out
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Yeah.
That is right.
And I think that's it. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go play some games and
yes. Thank you all for joining.
Bye.
Bye.